what's up everybody? I'm SuperSonicJB.
I forgot my lines.
Anyways, welcome to our new ad on this hit new mobile game called, what are we playing again?
I have no clue. I don't know why I'm here in the first place.
Whatever. It's a game about hot anime girls.
I like the sound of that.
Yep, this game has you play as waifus, date waifus, and most importantly, smell waifus.
Smells like deodorant.
Well, I didn't actually know what anime girls smelled like, so I just lathered my phone in deodorant. Anyways, you get to play this hit mobile game for free. With tons of in-game purchases, of course.
I was supposed to try and anime girl.
Oh, now you know what to do.
Yeah.
You ever just browse to the App Store and just come across an ad that contains big titty anime girls? Well, so congratulations, you're a real person. Throughout the years, companies have started making waifu-themed games to help earn some money. They give you this and you give them this. Now, don't get me wrong, I love waifus and all, but wow, there's so many of these Waifu Gacha games out there that are just really lazily made. Why am I sitting here doing nothing when I could be sitting there and doing nothing? Now, in the last 2 years, I covered a bunch of Waifu Collector mobile games, and those videos did really well, so I had to check out some more that I missed out on, so let's check out some even more Waifu Collector mobile games. Up first on our list, we have Idle Angels. Now, originally, I was going to review this one last year, but couldn't do it due to time restraints, so let's check it out. This one also is very heavily advertised on YouTube. I could be watching a video on Rugrats and see big titty anime girls being advertised on or below the screen. When I started up this game, I was stunned on how quickly all the updates installed. Take notes, Hazard Lane. So the game starts off by calling me a Chianji Seal. No, you're a Chianji Seal, game! Ha! Got him! Then we're shown two hot waifus named Princess Bari and me. Yep, this here is our main character / avatar. And yeah, that's right, we're playing as a woman in this game instead of a normal otaku guy, which is different to say the least. So apparently our main heroine is the chosen one by God. Now why is she the chosen one by God, you may be asking? Because of her fighting spirit? Her pure heart maybe? Or maybe it's her raw willpower? Nope, it's because she's got a pretty face. Why can't my face be like that? Then a monster appears and we gotta take it down. And hey, wait a minute, this combat screen looks awfully familiar. Oh yeah, that's right, it's because it's the exact same one used in Destiny Child. You know, that game I reviewed in the last video? Now how the combat works in this game is your party members will auto-attack, and after a bit, this blue bar on the right side of their icon will fill up and they can unleash their skills on an enemy. And the bar on the left in the circle represents how much health you got. Here's the thing though, the game doesn't exactly do a great job at telling you how to play the game. The combat I had to figure out as I played. Most of the time with mobile games, the tutorials will tell me how to do everything, including how to delete the game from my phone, but this game teaches you practically nothing about how the combat works. However, it does teach you how other things work in this game, like the summoning feature. So how the summons work in this game are just like how every gacha game ever works. You summon a random character and use them in your party. For this game you get a free summon every once in a while, or you can summon 10 things, but it'll cost you some diamonds. You can do a normal summon, which will just summon a normal waifu and or gears, and you can do an elite summon, which will give you some more powerful waifus with great stats or decent items. As you level up, you unlock epic summons and legend summons. But dang, you gotta be really high level to even think about these. Now each summon doesn't guarantee you a new character, heck you just get a puzzle piece instead. If you get a certain amount of puzzle pieces for a specific girl, and you'll be able to play as her. Which is cool and all, but man, it can take forever to do, depending on your luck. As for the angels themselves, there's a pretty decent amount of them to play as. You can level them up by either playing through the boss battles, or just use gold to automatically level them up. Man, who knew I could solve all my problems by just throwing money at it? Now, the game revolves around boss battles, so every time you go into battle, you'll be fighting a tough enemy, and once you beat them, you get some decent rewards, like golden armor, that you can use on your angels. You can also get some rewards by doing simple quests. However, eventually your bag will get full, and you'll have to smelt it. And no, I didn't say smell, I said smelt. By smelting equipment, you get some smelt points, and you can use that to make better equipment for your angels. You can also awaken your angels, which will give them more abilities. In order to do that, you gotta beat some enemies and complete quests to get specific items that the angels need in order to awaken. There's also some online guilds that you can join, but considering I'd rather not let people know I'm actually playing this game, I never participated in one. Although, now that you're watching this video, and you already know that I'm playing this game. Yeah. Moving on, now one of the worst things that's holding this game back from being just slightly mediocre is the fact that so many things can't be unlocked until you're at a super high level. Like, come on, why the heck do I gotta be level 100 to get a wedding dress? I don't remember seeing a woman get denied marriage because she didn't have enough XP. Also, this game really wants you to spend real money, and y'all know how I feel about that. Every time I do anything, I get an ad about some stuff I don't care about. There's also some arenas you can play in, but of course, you gotta be a certain level to play in any of them. Huh, I didn't know Amelia was in this game. There's also some annual events that go on throughout the months, but I didn't really participate in any of them. I'd imagine the gameplay is still the same game, but it probably just has some girls in swimsuits or something. Now, I could go more into the game's plot, but honestly, the plot was pretty lame, and it takes a while to get through, so I'll just say it sucked, and the grammar was pretty bad too. So in the end, I wasn't a huge fan of Idle Angels, but it did have a nice art style that I liked, and it wasn't nearly as bad as some of the other gacha games I played in the past. The next game I'm going to take a look at is called Isakai Demon Waifu. Oh god, don't tell me I'm getting isekai'd again!
Oh wait, hello! Oh, it's you again! Take a number! Get to the back of the line! Go! Go! Shut! Should have gone isekai'd into school days.
Also, apparently this game had a crossover with that Monster Girl anime, Monster Musume. Man, that was a great anime. Even though it was incredibly inappropriate. I mean, just look at this scene!
Maybe we better take all your clothes off. Or maybe you want to give me a shot. What do you think of that?
I mean, did you see that? Her hand looks so busted right there! So just like the title says, this is an isekai game. Which, here's the definition for isekai, in case you don't know already. The game starts off with our character working late one night, when all of a sudden a cute demon girl, or fairy, whatever the heck she is, appears in between our legs, calls in a new demon prince, and sends us to a new world. And in this new world, I become the new demon prince. And wow, do I sure look like one, am I right? So this character named Ama, at least I think that's how it's pronounced, says that their homeland Paladina is under attack from the Crusaders, and is on the verge of demise. And only the one with the powers of the demon prince can change their destiny. Heck yeah! After a bit more chit chat, the game throws us into our very first battle. And man, I'm nervous. All these guys were saying the enemy is super tough. I can only imagine how impossible this battle will truly be! That was it? Yep, that was it. So how this game works is your army automatically runs forward, and you can press the fight button to charge at an enemy with your weapons drawn. Now you can't just spam the fight button after you use it. There will be a small cooldown, but that's all you gotta do in these fights. Just press the fight button and you win. At the bottom here it shows how many lines of enemies you have to fight. Depending on the battle, you can either fight a few enemies or the entire population of Earth. When you kill enemies, you get some magic crystals. In the story, your companions give you the crystal and you use it to extract its power and get them to your army. By doing this, you can level them up and do better in battle. But if your gameplay is just this, then I don't see much of a point. But hey, these girls in you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna pronounce that name, we'll call them G-Man, are pretty hot, so who cares? Now this game does have some boss battles. I just won against the Crusade leader, who's like, haha, I'm so cool and powerful, the demon prince in this army will never beat me! And he was right at first, because one of my team members named Pilati failed to beat him, but then this badass ninja girl named Nina beat him in one hit, with a massive ninja star. Holy crap, it's huge! I'm talking about the ninja star. You sick freaks! So in this game we have a small hub world where we can travel to all different locations. You got your main story / expedition where you play through different chapters, meet new characters, and fight bosses while getting rewards. You got your office where you choose between Levy and Council. Levy lets you gather free items and materials over a period of time, and Council is where you make a decision to either improve your society or destroy it. The catch with this one is that making a decision will cost you materials, and you might not always have enough on you to make a choice you want, so maybe you're better off killing everybody instead. You also have other things like an arena where you can fight people online, a lab where you can craft items, and even a harem location. Oh ho ho, I bet that one is fun. I'm sure they have Minecraft set up in there and everything. But the biggest catch with all this stuff is that you have to unlock almost all of them. And oh boy, does it take a while. Sometimes you just gotta get to a certain level to unlock something, and other times you gotta have a specific item or a tribute region. And I have no idea what that even is. Another thing this game does poorly on is the tutorials. This game doesn't hold your hand like Skyward Sword, no. It just tends to throw stuff at you without explaining anything. I mean, come on, how the heck am I supposed to know what a library is? You also have other things like your daily quests that you can complete in the expedition to unlock rewards. Now, the harem part is the most unique part of this game. It's definitely where the Rule 34 artists would hang out at. In this, you try to get women to like you and form bonds with you so that you can become a stronger demon lord. You can give your waifus gifts and take them out on dates too. And do other stuff with them, apparently. Yeah, I don't think they're reading the little engine that could there. Sadly, G-Man isn't part of this harem sequence. Such a missed opportunity their game. And as I said earlier, the game has had collabs with animes like Monster Musume. And I tried them out, but trying to summon anyone either was too much grinding or cost real money. And the story isn't anything too interesting either. The Monster Musume one just revolved around all the girls having character-specific chapters where they get isekai into this world. Just like me! So overall, the collabs weren't anything too exciting for me, and that's all I really wanted to talk about in this game. Sure, I could have went into more details about certain things, but I just didn't care enough to continue playing through this boring, heavily grindy game. Maybe this girl should just put me out of my misery. Now, a while back ago, when I did the first Waifu Collector's mobile games video, I played such a review of a terrible game called Z-Girls. And then right after that video came out, Z-Girls 2 got released. And it was even worse than the original. And yeah, I ended up reviewing that game in my sequel video. And again, right after that sequel video came out, they released Z-Girls 3. Like, what the heck, people? So I guess since I reviewed the first two games, I might as well finish off the trilogy, right? Unless they make Z-Girls 4 right after this video comes out. Please don't, I beg you. So the game starts out with us saying goodbye to some familiar girls. Apparently we're going back in time to restart our life or something, I don't know. The next thing you know, we meet up with these three girls, but our main character has lost his memory, which of course he has. And yeah, it turns out this pink-haired girl is Saki, the original girl from the first two games. And the only one I liked pretty much. She's definitely rocking that new hairstyle, that's for sure. So we're the commander of the Z-Girls, who are a group of highly trained waifus who are battling a robot army. Yeah, so in the third game you fight robots instead of zombies. So I guess the Z part of this title doesn't make sense now, but whatever. So we're also introduced to the characters Karo, who apparently is my fiance. I mean, I'd rather have Saki to be honest, but whatever. And Genji. Wait, Genji from Overwatch? Man, he must be using the waifu skin or something. So we're given the basics on how this game works. In order to beat the robots, also known as the AI region, you need to summon AI soldiers made up by Gakuin. To put it simply, you build a mini robot, then drag it to another robot to make it a higher level soldier. Do it enough times and they'll become an anime girl. I don't know how that logic works, but if it worked in real life, that would be awesome. Then the game throws us back into the story mode, where we meet this heavily sexualized girl called Punisher Uranium, who's the leader of the AI region. She also has an awesome looking robot back there, just saying. But before we can challenge her to a game of charades, she runs away and sends some of her henchmen, her hench robots I guess, to destroy us. And this is where we learn how to battle. And I'll be honest, this gameplay sucks. These are all auto battles, so you literally don't press anything during a fight. All you really do is put the girls in your lineup and they shoot the enemies down. Now you can't have a bigger army on your side as long as you create a decent amount of AI soldiers. They definitely make the battles way easier, but the gameplay here is just so boring. Like, why can't I do anything here? Let me at least press a button to shoot enemies or something! Maybe I'm asking too much of this game. At least your rewards are kinda decent after a battle. After that lame battle, more story events happen, and our character still doesn't believe he's made to be the commander here. But Saki still believes in me, so that's good enough for me. We also meet Eve, who teaches us how to repair busted up buildings. After a battle, you always want to repair the building so your town can be in good shape. There's also this build feature that lets you create other buildings, like a convenience store or an accounting department, because clearly I need an accountant to solve my problems.
Hello there, good sir. Welcome to Accounts R Us, where we never sleep because we're not allowed to. But how may I help you today, good sir?
I need you to help me stop a robot invasion.
What? You want me to help you hump robots? Are they at least hot?
You can also merge buildings of the same type to make them stronger, and you get some nice rewards if you click this bar whenever it's yellow. And as you play on through the story, you can unlock new features such as the Z-Girls recruiting part. Unfortunately, you have to beat Chapter 2 of the story mode to unlock that feature. This game can't make anything easy, huh? After grinding for a bit and sitting through some tutorials, I unlocked the recruit feature, and it works like how all the other gacha games work. I can recruit one for free after a period of time, or do 10 pulls for a small fee. Thanks to the story, I automatically got Saki, which means I had no more use for what's-her-face here. We also learned how to level up the girls and promote them, but you do have to do some grinding to make them stronger. And as you play through the story, your hub world becomes better and better. But I'll be real with you all, I lost interest in continuing this story because it just wasn't that interesting. It was very predictable and very fan servicey, which I know isn't a word, but still I'm making it one now. The story follows a pattern like this.
Commander, we need you to lead our forces into battle.
I don't know if I can do this.
I'll sleep with you if we win.
Fire everything.
I will also mention that the game had a pretty good amount of bugs I came across while playing. The game crashed on me like 4 times and wow was it annoying. Also the music was on loop non-stop and there was very little variety in it. Now even though I wasn't a fan of this game, I will at least say thank you to devs for going back to the route that the original Z-Girls game had going for it. Z-Girls 2 was a completely different game compared to the first, and I'm glad for the third one they went back to their roots, even though the game still wasn't that great. And the art style from the first one was brought back too, and it does look pretty good. Also, I just gotta mention this, but what is with this game's notification pop-ups? They're so cringy and inappropriate. I mean, just look at this message that popped up on my phone. Commander, we Z-Girls' bodies are unable to... ... Well, haven't you replied to me, Commander? Karo is preparing well for dating, Commander. Please help us, Commander. We are too busy. A robot girl wearing no clothes is found on the fields. I mean, what the heck is this message, game? But still, in the end, Z-Girls 3 was a game I really didn't enjoy. But Saki's still best girl, don't at me. Who am I kidding? You're probably typing, oh, SuperSonicJB! Saki is the basic girl in this game. Clearly the best girl is Eve because she looks like Tatsumaki from One Punch Man. Your tastes are terrible, har 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 har. But I like head-patting Saki.
There.
Freeze! Go on the ground now! No, that's loud!
Well, I still got more games to cover, so let's continue. Up next, we have Attack on Titan. Wait, sorry. I meant to say Attack on Time. Stupid typo. So this is Attack on Time Kaisen no Girls. And just from looking at the loading screens, I can already tell that this game is perfectly family friendly. Now one thing to take note of in this game is that it takes up a ton of space, so make sure you have enough room on your phone if you want to download it. So this game starts off with us getting to choose between 2 waifus on who will act as our teammate. I chose this cat girl because she kind of reminded me of Kaching from Genshin Impact, and it's weird because the very first thing she says to me is this. I feel very uncomfortable right now. So her name is Dongbai, and she's some special disciple or something, I don't know, that summoned our character here because he possesses his soul, as Shinryu, that holds the key to saving the world. I don't know what any of that means, but she's cute, so who am I to argue with her? We're also introduced to Dudu. Oh, what a funny name, alright? A cat, lemur, rabbit thing. And then a time hunter comes out of nowhere and tries to kill me. And then we're thrown into the gameplay. Or should I say the lack of gameplay. Because once again, you don't actually do anything here. Just watch your teammates' health bars fight the enemy's health bars, and you win. At least you can skip these fights and speed them up too. After the battle concludes, Dudu here teaches us more on how the game works. She teaches me how to equip weapons and armor, as well as upgrade them, and teaches you about how to set up your party so you're ready for battle. She also doesn't want me to stare at the girls. You idiot! Don't get sucked into her spell! Well, screw you too, Dudu. Your name is stupid, by the way. Anyways, we continue playing through the story and meet a new character named Wen Zong, and she joined our party. Also, we meet another friend from our world named Chun. Why is she here exactly? I'm not really sure, nor do I really care that much. Although she dies later on, I'm not really sure what happened with her, but whatever. After another hard-fought battle of doing absolutely nothing, Dudu forces me to sign a super sketchy looking contract. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to sign that, but the game forces me to, so oh well. And now the contract is signed, we're forced to help save the world, which might not have been so bad if the game was actually fun. The story mode is just super boring overall, and follows another one of those repetitive patterns of, uh-oh, there's a bad guy, let's beat him up, team! Not to mention how terrible the menu screens look in this game. There's so many icons thrown everywhere that kinda pisses me off. Plus all the other big modes are locked until you reach a certain level or beat a story chapter. This is random, but when I saw this PK here, I immediately had PTSD of fighting Ness and Smash. And just like in Idle Angels, it can smelt your gear in exchange for gems. There's also a mansion and guild feature that you can unlock, but I lost interest and never got around to doing it. And of course there's the gacha pulls. and wow, do these ones suck. If you don't have any free ones, they cost you quite a good amount of resources or real money. And trust me, when the game asked me for real money, I did what any sane person would do. I said goodbye to this game and moved on to the next. Now, up next we'll be taking a look at a game called Princess Tale. Very original title, huh? And of course, when I downloaded it, it had tons and tons of updates that took forever to finish.
Shit!
You know, by the time this game's finally installed, Z-Girls 15 will be out. So as soon as the game boots up, we're thrown right into a battle. Apparently some princesses join the forces of evil or something, I'm not really sure. Then the battle begins and oh come on, another auto attack do nothing game? Why? Why do this? Look, I get that sometimes mobile games like this can get very repetitive, and having auto battles can be nice, but at least give me the option to select my attacks or something. If I don't want to waste all 99 of my potions on one fully healed character, then I'm more than welcome to. We do manage to beat the first wave of enemies, but then the main villain, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name, shows up and kills us all. But it's okay, because we're perfectly fine 10 seconds later, because it was all a dream. Yay! Now, as per all the other mobile games we played so far, we sit through a bunch of tutorials where the game teaches us more about the combat, party lineup, putting gear on, etc. And we're thrown into more battles in the adventure mode. And well, here we're taught how to use our specials during battle, and yeah, you can actually tap on the girl's icons to unleash your specials on the enemies. Finally, I pressed an actual button that wasn't delete! After doing a couple of battles, we unlocked the tavern, and this is where the gacha pulls come in handy. And yeah, they may be a little pricey, but you're way more likely to get someone you actually want thanks to the wishlist feature, which lets you choose who you want the most out of each element. Now when it comes to the adventure mode, there's tons, and I mean tons of chapters to play through. Obviously, I couldn't play through all of them in time for this video to come out, or else I'd probably not sleep for days. But I will give the game credit for actually having a lot of chapters to play through to keep things interesting. There's also this place called Temple of Goddess, where you can improve the grades of your characters. So now this girl can get a C- instead of a D. And there's even a place to chat with people online. However, most of the chat is people just saying stuff like, add me or join my guild. So what did I say, you may ask? Say hi to YouTube. And then I never looked at chat again. And as you play on through the story, you unlock other things in the area tab, like the Tower of whatever the heck that name is. It's an endless tower where you fight through armies of enemies and get rewards the further you progress. And there's the Coliseum where you battle online, and usually end up getting destroyed because you have no idea what you're doing. Like me! And there's a Sky Maze where you roll a dice and land on a square, where you can either get rewards, battle enemies, or do absolutely nothing. Luigi would definitely love that last one, that's for sure. You can also buy a certain number on a dice block, which is stupid, so moving on. There's also some minigames you can play, and they're fun for the most part. And that's all I really have to say about Princess Tale. Overall, I thought it was decent. Was it the greatest game ever made? Heck no. But the game actually had some care put into it, unlike some other games I played. So yeah, overall this game, I give it a thumbs up. Well, part thumbs up, I guess. It was alright. Girl Cafe Gun, man, what a unique name, am I right? Let's check this out. Where the heck's the cafe? You know what, this game looks kind of repetitive, so let's try something else. So up next we have a game that a lot of people wanted me to talk about in the last two videos. This game is called Ark Knights. Well, I didn't know Noah's Ark had knights in it. This is another one of those games that takes up a ton of space, so keep that in mind. So the game starts off with some mysterious woman talking about stuff I don't understand. Before I can ask her any questions, I end up waking up in a hospital. It's here where I meet a bunny girl named Amiya. She seems to be a friend of ours, but our main character has lost his memory and doesn't remember anything. Not even what he had for dinner last night. Amiya keeps referring to us as a doctor and says we're a member of the organization called Rhodes Islands. But before we can ask her any more questions, we get attacked by these bootleg-looking Assassin's Creed characters, and Amiya wants me to take command of Rhodes Island and strike down the enemy forces. And now we hop into the gameplay in this game. For this game, you have to protect your side of the battlefield. You gotta strike down enemy forces before they reach your spot. You can drag and drop your party members to certain squares on the map, and they'll auto-attack when an enemy is near. Now, above your party members are these numbers called deployment points. These points vary depending on how strong the character is. You can only deploy operators who have a sufficient amount of deployment points, so if you don't have a lot, battles can be very tricky. Thankfully, you get more deployment points as you play on through the game. There are also different character types you can use from, such as ranged units who can fire enemies from a distance, casters who can counter heavily armed enemies, and defender operators who can block tough enemies. You can also tap your character on the map to let them use their special skills. Be careful though, because these do have a long cooldown. After we win the battle, we meet our instructor named Doberman. Amiya explains to her that we have amnesia, but she still believes that I can command the Rhodes Island forces. So Doberman hands over the controls for Rhodes Island, and Amiya keeps telling me how the game actually works. We have places like the terminal where you can play through the story mode, the operator menu where you can manage and train your operators, the squads page where you can create squads and select operator skills, the recruitment, which is the basic gacha pools, and a warehouse where you can view the items you have. The first thing the game has us do is check out the recruitment feature. These pools are pretty self-explanatory. Yep, it's got a 1 pool and a 10 pool. These pools cost a ton of orundums, and they're pretty rare to get, so use them wisely. I do like the little animation with the bag when you do a pull though. It's so funny. You can get 1 to 5-star characters, but my luck sucks, so no 5-star for me. Now as you play on through the story, you really can see it gets pretty dark at times. And honestly, the story in this game was my favorite part in the entire thing. The gameplay was fun too, and all the other modes are pretty cool, so overall I really like playing through this game. Alright, so I got one more game to finish this video off with. And wow, this game was definitely something alright. It was definitely different from the other games I've played so far, so that's a huge plus. Now let's go ahead and try this game called Blue Archive. Now the trailer and screenshots I saw for this game looked interesting, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And yeah, updates took a really long time on this game in case you're wondering. Also, yay, this game is horizontal! Now here's something cool that the game does when you insert your name. It asks you how it's pronounced. This apparently lets the character Arona, I think that's how it's pronounced, pronounce your name correctly. However, since the audio is Japanese, they tend to pronounce stuff differently. Oh yeah, that's definitely how you pronounce SuperSonicJB. So the game starts off with this cutscene of an unknown girl talking to our character. She tells me stuff about making good choices and other stuff like how I'll lose my memories. And the next thing you know, I'm in another room with this elf girl talking to me. Her name is Rin, and she's apparently a General Student Council officer from Kivoto's, the Academy City. Wait, the Academy?
The Academy.
But I don't want to go to the Academy, Daddy.
I'm not your father, and it's been decided.
I love you, Daddy.
So my character is a teacher that's been summoned to this world. Why? I'm not really sure yet, but she asked me to follow her, so I do just that. Also, it's here we meet some other characters. All these girls are part of separate schools, and they didn't seem too interested in meeting me. Gee, thanks a lot, girl! Also, Rin gives us some news about the General Student Council President going missing. Man, that sucks. And then Rin tells us we're in charge of the Shale Club, which is basically a military department. Man, what kind of school is this? Unfortunately, this Shale building is under attack by enemy forces, and we have to save the day. And once we make our way into the downtown area, the game starts explaining how this game works. So as you can see here, the girls turn into 3D chibis, which is pretty adorable, not gonna lie. So in this game you have 3 characters you can use in your party, and each character has an EX skill card. Now I know what you're thinking, oh god, not a card game again, but hear me out. The cards will be drawn in a random order, and you have to tap a character's icon to use them. Now each attack used will cost you some points here in this meter. The meter automatically fills up at a decent pace, so it's not as stressful as you think. Each character has their own special skills that they can unleash. Some are basic like stat buffs, and others can shoot like there's no tomorrow! The characters in your party will automatically move forward, and they'll auto-attack most of the time. Sometimes they'll even hide behind cover if possible. Well, most of the time anyways. Come on girl, you're getting shot at! Just hide behind one of the walls already! Once you beat all the enemies in the stage, you win and get some nice rewards. Yeah, that's right, ladies. Sensei led you to victory. Keep praising me. Anyways, we finally arrive at the Shale building, but this evil chick with the fox mask named Whack-A-Mole, oh, sorry, I meant to say Wakamo, is trying to attack Shale headquarters, so we have to take her on in a boss battle. And yeah, this boss is incredibly easy, but then we fight a tank, and this thing is tougher thanks to its defensive boost. But if you just use piercing skills, you'll take it down in no time flat. After the tank fight, we officially reclaim the Shale building, but not before running into that Whack-A-Mole girl. Dang it, I called her Whack-A-Mole again! It's okay though, cause she runs away like a coward. Then Rin comes in and gives us a special smart tablet called the Shit'em Chest. Ha, that name. This lets us take control of the Shale building, and when I turn it on, I meet an interesting character. So her name is Arona, and she's a system manager that lives in the Shit'em Chest. I can't with that name. Arona is basically your secretary, and will teach you everything you need to know in this game. We even have a nice little interaction with her by touching our fingers to the screen. I gotta say, I love how real they made Arona feel in this game. She actually does feel like an AI. Anyway, she transfers the controls from Sanctum Tower over to the General Student Council, and these girls from earlier say goodbye for now. Then the intro of the game starts, and yeah, it looks pretty good actually. and then Arona teaches us more about the gameplay mechanics, including the one everyone's been waiting for, the gacha pulls. So for the gacha pulls, you can recruit 1 girl or 10 girls at once. What's nice about these recruits is that you're guaranteed to get an actual character every time instead of just constant items over and over again. And if by chance you get a character you already have, it'll convert them to gems. I also love the animation they have with Arona here. It's so freaking adorable. Now I could go into more details about other stuff like leveling up your characters or improving their gear, but I feel like we talked enough about those, so let's show off the other stuff this game has. We have this thing called Momo Talk, which lets us message the girls on our team. I love this feature because it lets us bond with each of the girls. Some of the scenes are hilarious too. Shut up, girl. If I want to waste all my money on toys, I'm more than welcome to. There's also this nice little cafe feature that was pretty fun to mess around in, and as I continue on with the story, I find it really enjoyable. I also love just how alive the game feels. All these girls feel like they're actually real and want to help you out. Now for the game's campaign, we have several different modes to choose from, like the main story, mission mode, bounty and commissions, total assault, and tactical challenges. These are all unique modes where you can battle enemy forces and have a good time in them. There's also some sub-stories that are pretty fun to play through and everything. And there's a crafting mode where you can make items and gifts for your students. Man, I wish my crafting skills were that good. There's a shop where you can buy some helpful items, and there's even some club activities you can participate in. Now, is this game perfect? No, there are some things that bother me, like the gameplay lagging like there's no tomorrow. And there's definitely a little too much grinding for my liking, but I honestly really enjoyed this game overall. It was one of the best gacha games I've ever played actually, and I'm glad I found this game when I did. And that's where we're going to end things off here. So yeah, those are some more Waifu Collector mobile games. Some were good, some were bad, but in the end, I still had a lot of fun making this video. Now, will I do another one of these videos next year or so? I'm not really sure yet, but we'll find out in the future. It's too bad the ads for those types of games are so cringy and terrible. Like, when I was trying to advertise a game like this, I'd put more effort into it, right?
Hey Josh, guess what? I finally turned into an anime girl. Now we can really fool all those suckers into buying that game we were advertising for.
Okay, maybe they weren't that bad.